One of the issues we can see with our connectivity in our wireless environment is due to the physical access point issues. Now, I've brought up interference in the form of things covering our antennas or our antennas not having clear line of sight and things like that. But just as important for wireless coverage for our clients is antenna position and the orientation of the AP. So one of the things you should know is if you have an AP with internal uh, uh, antennas, that should be mounted horizontally. Next up, if you have multiple antennas in your environment, use them all. Use the maximum you can. Why not? Use all the antennas you can use because that is what was planned for that particular environment. That particular AP. Now, also the position of the antennas matter. Now, in the 2.4 gigahertz range, you want to space these antennas so they are a certain distance apart, about 6 centimeters or so. In the 5 gigahertz range, you want to make them about 3 centimeters apart. I think the actual number is about 2.8, but I always remember it as 3 gigahertz. This allows the optimal coverage. Now, what is this? This is the distance of a wavelength. That's why we're choosing that distance. The distance of a wavelength for 2.4 and 5 gigahertz different. Okay, they're about twice. And as you can, this is about twice as frequent as 2.4. So that's why you're seeing about half the wavelength size. Now we also have LED statuses available on these APs. These LED statuses can be enabled by the AP, disabled by the AP, enabled by the wireless LAN controller, disabled by the wireless LAN controller. They can even be enabled at the GUI or disabled at the GUI level. But make sure you understand what those LED statuses do. There are different LED statuses, right? So when you're reading some LED statuses, it'll be that the client is active, but there's no clients on that particular AP at the moment. So read up on your AP. A lot of times it differs by model. Sometimes blue is good, sometimes green is good. It just depends on your different model. If at any point in your environment you have a cycling LED, you're walking, let's say you're an administrator of a bank, you're walking through the bank, you see one of your APs doing a visual site survey, and you see one of your APs cycling through the lights, that's a good indicator you need to take a look at what's going on there. Usually it might be something related to connectivity to the wireless LAN controller. It also might be something as simple as registering to a regional registration for that AP. But we got off on a tangent there. Just make sure to focus on antenna positions. We talked about the optimal distances, the orientation. Remember, internal antennas, 9 times out of 10, you want to mount those horizontally. LED status, so how we're going to read those LEDs, we can turn these off and on. Another thing is do not impede the signal by placing it behind or in front of objects. Do not place them on file cabinets. Remember your lessons about absorption, scatter, reflection, all the different things that can happen in our wireless environment.